were to purchase TRB, I mean, like for example, if you purchase it down here, you would, right now, you'd be up 45%. At the top, you'd be up about 112. And it has actually been doing a really good job, just gradually inclining. Check out TRB. You can pretty much bet on it to just keep going.
YFI, you're in finance.
A lot of people don't know this, but it's worth $3,445 right now. At least on the hourly, it looks like it's holding above the 50% fib retracement line. If we do close on the hourly and then the 4 hourly above the 3,440 line here, then I would say the next leg up is going to be about 3,800. So remember when we drew this Fibonacci retracement level like last week? If it moves above this giant wedge that's building up here, this red wedge here, then I don't know what, I mean, it's new price discovery as far as I'm concerned for Link. So it's just still growing. In
the beginning of the month, it was at $7. And I sold right after this big dump, which at $17 yesterday. Welcome to your weekly trading Tuesdays. Play the music.
That video is so dope, man. That hype.
Yeah.
Big shout out to
getting
our
to chart.
What'd you say?
I guess I'm getting hyped to chart.
Big shout out to our media team for putting that together. Welcome back, guys, to another weekly installment of Trading Tuesdays, or Tuesdays are for technical analysis, really, whatever you want to call it. I'm Matt Mano. You can follow me at Moon Lambo Time, and you are, good sir.
My name is Ty Blackard. I'm the CCO of FOMO Hunt, and you can find me on Twitter at Titan Inc. without the dot at the end.
Hey, let's get it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Already, it's been a roller coaster of a week. I know it's only Tuesday, but you know how things are in crypto land, man. 24 hours in crypto is basically a week or a month in normie time.
About 2 years.
It's about 2 years. I mean, after the Monday shenanigans, I'm sure that kind of woke everyone up.
Mm-hmm.
We were kind of chilling and taking things for granted, but you know, Bitcoin's going to do Bitcoin things. I mean, the whole kind of market took a dump in general, but you want to just dive right into BTC, Ty, and see what's going on?
Yeah, let's do it.
Leg, get it.
Let me know when you can see my screen.
I got you, brother. You are good
Sweet.
to go.
All right, so the one big trend that actually I've seen multiple people do this before, and it's still a valid trend, is one that's actually been developing since 2013. So I want to point out that this big trend here has major points of influence. You can see here, this is a major point of influence, a major point of resistance. This was a major point of, basically, it was resistance before it got flipped. And then that was the flip that pretty much took Bitcoin to 1,100. So that was pretty crucial. Past the trend line here to the downside was a big dump. You can see that here. It's pretty easy enough to see. And then from there, you can just see it also serves as resistance here until finally there is a giant pump right after the breaking of this resistance. And this is right around 1,200, 1,300. So this is served as support up here as well. You can see that right here, and you can see that right here. So now we know that this trend line is very validated in multiple points throughout history, throughout the last 7 years, really. And then what we have here is a very important resistance line that has served as resistance for pretty much Bitcoin's entire tenure around the $11,000 mark from 2017 all the way till now. You can see these two monthly candles, for example. There's only one monthly candle here that ends up closing above 10,700. Everything else does not close above 10,700 until we get to this point, which is in July of 2020. We also made a close in August above 10,700. But what's happening right now is we are kind of dumping below this level. So here's how I see things playing out, especially because it would be nice to have a retrace before we start making any more moves up, because we don't like to do parabolic movements. So here's what I see happening for Bitcoin, something like that. Because what I think is going to happen is we are going to dip below 10,700 again. It's going to suck, but this would work perfectly with the pre-election market crash. So I think it could work somewhere in this area, which it means probably going to fill the 9.6K CME gap, in my opinion. And then just kind of cruise in this area between 9.6K and 11K or 10,700 until finally getting the opportunity to break above. And that would be, again, I mean, we said this literally at the beginning of the show when we started this, that the time frame that I was expecting for Bitcoin to really start moving was February 2021. Okay, and that's where we're going to end up at after all this retracing here and after the election and all that. So I think it's still on track to do a breakout by February 2021. And I just think it's interesting that we kind of ended up at this point, even with a lot of the hype that we've had. So that's Bitcoin for you.
That pre-election market crash. Remember, guys, if we just meme it and talk about it enough, we can manifest it into existence. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I think everything is just so uncertain right now that, you know, regardless who wins, there's probably going to be a dump.
Yep.
You know, no one really knows what is going to happen next. No one can predict the future, and I think that right now, I don't think that that's priced in. When you look at a lot of these traditional markets, they're not that far off from all-time high. Usually what follows an all-time high, I mean, sometimes you can go into new price discovery mode and just keep pumping to new all-time highs and new all-time highs and new all-time highs. But that usually happens more in crypto than it does in the traditional equity world. So, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be a 20-30% drop, but at least a correction, at least a pullback. And, you know, I don't think Bitcoin is going to be immune from that. So
it'll hurt. That's for sure.
It'll hurt. It's not going to be a little, you know, $100 dip, little speed bump. It's going to hurt. So just play it safe, really. This next month and a half, whatever we have left till election day, is probably less than 50 days now. You know, obviously this is not financial advice. Obviously never, you know, bet, gamble, or invest, you know, more than you can afford to lose. But, you know, right now it really wouldn't be a bad idea to have some cash on the side, some tether, you know, just ready to go, ready to deploy, because we all know what happens when these parabolic moves occur. It's a nightmare on the exchange servers. It's hard to get in. So, you know, I'm not saying leave 10K on an exchange, but if you want to have some play money ready to go, already in there, it's just going to help you save time and help you catch the pump. So I don't know. That's just my 2 cents.
No, I agree. And in fact, I tweeted out a couple days ago, maybe almost a week ago, that there was probably going to be a pre-election market crash. And then I was taking some assets and making them more liquid. And that's what I did. Don't tell anybody this, but I actually ended up selling Uniswap at 688, or not all of it, but I did sell some at 688, and I caught it literally before it dumped below that price and where it's at now. And we'll get to that in a second. But I also wanted to show that Bitcoin is, now this is called an ascending triangle, this pattern here. If you were to just cut it off here, it would look like an ascending triangle. You could just, you know, draw this back up, boom, you get an ascending triangle. And that is a bullish continuation pattern. So that's very important because obviously it's a bullish momentum that we're seeing. You just have to imagine that, you know, these moves are not going to happen, you know, overnight, and we have to have like development of the you know, the price history and to let it just play out as it's supposed to. And it's not going to go to zero. It's absolutely not going to go to zero. There's no way it could go to zero, because if it does go to zero or it goes close to it, I'm buying it at 1 penny. So there's no way it's going to go to zero because somebody's going to own it. But anyways, I mean, so you just got to let these things play out. It's not the ideal situation. It's not bull hard moment situation, but it is going to have a correction, and I would definitely get liquid and have assets on the side ready to deploy at a moment's notice, because you're going to be very upset if you miss this opportunity. And that's exactly what everybody else is doing too. They're saying, I don't know what the market or what the election's going to, what the outcome's going to be. But what I do know is that either way, it's not going to be pretty. And I'd like to be on the sidelines, regardless of what president gets elected, because I want to have the opportunity to scoop up some nice deals. So,
absolutely, man. I think that's kind of the it's been kind of the prevailing narrative for a while, is that, you know, what's happening right now in 2020, it's just the icing on the cake. You know, everyone in Bitcoin is kind of, you know, 2021, it's going to be our year. It's going to be our year. You know, and I kind of agree with that.
yep.
It's been a phenomenal year. I mean, let's not forget where we were in the doldrums of, you know, 3.8, 4K. You know, obviously since that rally from, you know, 4K to 12K has been incredible. We're doing great, but I think what's going on this year is really just the icing on the cake. The face melting rally, the rocket launching is going to happen next year. And, you know, personally, I think the catalyst is going to be probably China launching their digital yuan. Once that happens, it's going to be a dog pile of countries just rushing to launch their own digital currency. But we'll see. I mean, obviously, 2020 has been an absolute shit show. There's still a lot of this year left, so anything can happen. Who knows? We could very well still see a new ATH by the end of this year. So
yeah, very possible. It's crypto. You don't really know for sure.
Buckle up. Anything could happen. It could, you know, it could.
And we're going to talk about like anything that could happen, because we're going to get into the new fad of NFTs in a moment. But we're going to talk about the blue chips, if you will, first. Blue
chips. Can't wait to talk NFTs. But what do you got next, Ty? Good old ETH?
Yep, we got Ethereum next. So, you know, even though there's a lot of development happening with Ethereum right now, it's still gonna perform similar to Bitcoin, because it's just like it reacts to overall macro scenarios, just like all the other assets do. And I think what's going to happen is, if we kind of dip into that range that I was showing you guys with Bitcoin, then we're probably going to see the same thing with Ethereum as well. So below 360 at the very least is what I think we'll probably end up staying in the range for, at least until like early 2021. And which gives people the opportunity to accumulate more Ethereum, especially considering that Ethereum 2.0 might be coming out, at least in the beta testing phases, by the end of the year, which is honestly very exciting. I mean, I joke at like at Ethereum 2.0 a lot, and you know, and I think we all do, but I really do want it to come out so that obviously we can have way more efficient, products and protocols on Ethereum. Especially because there's so much innovation happening on Ethereum. I want the same thing to happen with Binance Chain too. I want the same thing to happen to any chain. But Ethereum is just doing really well in terms of like new development. And I think it's obviously because we talked about this before, but obviously because it's got the easy language to code in. And right now it just seems like the incentive to bring projects to Ethereum, because it's so welcoming by the community. And people are willing to use their products. We'll see if that same thing happens to Binance Chain. I think it will. But for now, I think we're going to see Ethereum below 360. I think the low for it, though, will be above 255 at the very least. I don't think we come back down below the 618 fib retracement level here. I just don't see that happening. In a really black swan type of scenario, yes. But I don't think that it has that kind of juice to drop below 250, especially with all the hype going on with the Ethereum blockchain right now.
Gotcha. And where is that 618 level? That's at 250?
That's at 252.77 is where that level is.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I agree, man. I think it would really take a black swan to bring us down, you know, another $100 here. But again, don't ever count.
Don't discount it. Yeah.
Anything off the table. We very well could have a black swan here. So again, buckle up, folks. Be safe. These next few months are going to get crazy. You know, expect the unexpected. I think that's a good motto to live by. Expect the unexpected, especially when in crypto.
Yes, for sure. So now we're going to take a look at Uniswap.
Oh man, I cucked myself on Uni, bro. I mean, I did sell some at 5.5, but when everyone was screaming sell at $8, I was trolling. It's going to 30. It's going to 30.
Yeah.
So played myself, DJ Khaled voice, but we live to see another day.
Yeah, it's all good. I mean, what's happening right now is it's actually coiling at looks like under $4. It's building out a pattern. It looks like here you see on this trend line, it's kind of coming down to a point where it has to make a decision. Now, obviously, you could have a decision, is what I call it, to the downside. But with the value of Uniswap, really, I mean, everybody knows Uniswap is legit. Okay, you can't argue that it's not. They have heavy backing. They had a very successful token drop. And people want to be involved in the governance proposals, and they want to be able to do that, which means you need tokens to be able to do that. Not only that, but there is so much liquidity being provided on Uniswap right now to receive Uni. It is kind of...
What'd you say, Ty? I might have lost you there. Brother Ty, did the CIA kick us off the air, or are you still with us? We might have lost Ty for a second there. Please bear with us. We are experiencing technical difficulties.
We back?
We are back. We are back. The feds are on us, bro.
The feds are on us,
calls,
man. Oh, man. FBI is watching this right now. They're like, nah, we can't let them know about Uni anymore. They're figuring it out.
Never CIA, NSA, FBI.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Can you add your screen back? I think that's what might have dropped it out. Maybe some trip up with the screen share there.
All right, let's see. Can you see?
But I agree, man. I mean, Uni, it's here to stay. Whether you're a hater or you love it, it's not going anywhere.
Right. And what I was saying, I don't know if you caught it, but what I was saying is that it's coiling underneath $4. And that's very important because we also have support developing at like 368, it looks like, which you can actually see. This was kind of like a crucial point before it really exploded to $8, was that this little resistance here at 368. So if we see that coil and we continue to get support here, I think we're obviously going to see a decision to the upside rather than the downside. Mm-hmm. And I mean, yeah, people want to be involved in the governance proposals, which means they need tokens. There's massive amounts of liquidity being provided to the Uniswap liquidity pools. And if you go to DeFiPulse.com, you'll see that Uniswap is now #1, kicking out of and Maker, which used to be very, very popular, number 1, 2, and 3 options. Now Uniswap has just taken it by about $6 billion. Or sorry, 6 million, I mean. So, yeah, that's pretty big.
Still huge, though, for Uniswap to just come in there and take the top spot. So is there any plans to use the Uni token to pay for the Uniswap fees, or because of the protocol, do the fees have to just be paid in ETH?
I think because of the protocol, it has to be paid in ETH. Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, if they decide to do their own mainnet one day, that would be different. But the reason that Uniswap is so popular is because they're on the Ethereum network and because it's so that you can swap assets on the Ethereum network. So really, they would take away their advantage of what they do if they swapped to their own mainnet. It would just be really pointless for them. And I think that's really why we need Ethereum 2.0 to come out, because any protocol that wants to develop on the Ethereum ecosystem is kind of limited by the gas fees and the congestion on the network, which sucks.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, the big advantage is that it's on, ETH, that it's ERC20 compatible, that it's completely decentralized, but I would just love to have that option, man. Like a BNB type thing, where instead of getting wrecked on all these crazy ETH fees, if I could just use some of that free, sweet Uniswap airdrop. I mean, when Congress lets the American people down, Uniswap steps up.
Count on Uniswap.
You can count on Uniswap. Oh, we got meme next, brother.
Yes.
Let's
So,
go. Pineapple.
obviously,
Ouch.
Matt is familiar with meme. Tell him about your meme experience, Matt.
Yeah, so I don't know if I publicly called meme on my Twitter on the channel, and I apologize if I didn't, but I was able to get in on day one right after it launched, and even from the very early moments of it, you could kind of just tell. I mean, my rationale was, okay, this is going to be the next Dogecoin. It's just going to be a crypto meme, and like the OG enthusiasts are just going to buy it up and troll it and quite literally meme it to the moon. I never expected it to actually be a serious project, but what they've done, they've taken this NFT wave, and I don't even know if calling it an NFT wave is the right thing. I think one of the new big things in crypto is going to be NFTs, but they've taken it very seriously. They started originally with some of their own in-house NFTs where you could stake meme. It's a maximum of 5 that you could stake, but when you stake the meme itself, you're rewarded with pineapples, and then you can cash out those pineapples on NFTs. So it started out with just like a few, funny meme NFTs with I think CZ was on there, Andre, I don't even know how to say his last name.
Andre Cronje, I don't know, something like that.
Andre, there's some cool ones, but now they're actually teaming up with serious NFT artists and doing exclusive drops exclusively on meme. And when you actually look at what's going on with the price, it just doesn't make sense at all. I mean, I'm a toxic bag to zero just for the 1% that the damn thing pumps. But when I saw a meme taken off, and now I'm kicking myself for it, I sold a few at like 700-800. Of course, it just immediately goes to 2K right after I sell, so that hurt a little bit. But with what they're doing now, I think they've made it clear that they're here to stay, and that even though the name of the coin is meme and the origin story of how it launched with the Telegram just going rogue and doing their own token drop and funding the gas fees, they're here to stay, and the price action shows it. And this chart is just, it's bonkers. I don't know if you guys could see it, but at the bottom there it's like 400, 600, and it popped to 2K. So this is crazy. This is madness. This is Sparta. But Ty, go ahead, dive into the technicals. I don't want to rant too much about Pineapple.
Yeah, no problem. So our big support, it looks like, is about 1140, somewhere in that range. It also served as pretty decent resistance. You can see like here it pumped, but it got immediately rejected and then pushed back below that level until finally, and the same thing here, until finally around the 21st of September, it just broke through, which was literally yesterday. Is that right? Yeah, that's right.
This all happened, bro, in like the past maybe 2 days. It was the weekend, and I was like, shit, the market's going to crash. Let me sell some meme just in case, we get wrecked. Mm-hmm. And then immediately after that, sometimes you just got to make that sacrifice, guys.
Right.
Make that sacrifice to the bulls. Right after the weekend, bro, this thing took off like a rocket, and it's still holding pretty well. What's it at now? 1,500?
It's at 1,542, and so it just broke through a really important level.
Oh, we might have lost Ty again, but don't worry. I could talk about meme for a freaking hour here. I think what Ty was saying is that we just kind of broke out from an important level. It was kind of trolling in between, looks like 1,400 and 1,200, but we were able to hold above 1,000, and this thing has just gone absolutely bonkers. I don't even know what to tell you, man. It was supposed to be a joke. A lot of the people don't. Are you back, good brother?
I think I'm back.
I was just explaining to the people, confused by the price, the supply of this coin, it's actually has a lower supply than YFI. So I think YFI is 30K. Meme is actually only 28K. And the story behind why it's 28K is it's a fun one. Maybe I'll tell that another day. But Ty, continue on, please, with your master.
Yes. So the big thing was the $1,400 level, and that's on the fib retracement level like 3.382. And you can see now that it's broken that level. Not only has it broken that level, but oh my gosh, look at it. It's about to go for 1,600. But it broke that level, and it also broke out of this. Looks like a descending triangle to the upside, which is a great sign. Doesn't even have a whole lot of volume. But the big thing about meme is that, okay, they got a community because their name, right? They were able to get a community very early on because it had a name, it was cool, and people bought it. It was just kind of cool to join the community. And the second thing they did was the rarity of the tokens themselves. And that seems to be the common theme now, is to not dilute your value of your token by putting billions out like a lot of the ICOs did in 2017, but to keep the supply very low, to keep the rarity factor in it. And now what you have is actual usage being done with the meme token, in the term of or in the form of NFTs. So I think I think that just because of the rarity factor and just because of the fact that they've now found a very good use, I think it's very possible that it could break 2,200 here at the top here, which from here would be about a 37% gain. But I think that long term, because it's rare and because you're going to lose a couple here and there over time, just like Bitcoin, right? I think that you're going to see the price definitely beat 2,200. Maybe not in this cycle, but definitely early 2021. Because I'm thinking, obviously, if we get hurt by a pre-election market crash, then that would obviously affect the performance. But if it doesn't happen and it just keeps going, I definitely think it's going to break 2,200 and just go from there. Who knows what it could go to with rarity like that.
It's crazy, man. If I had a quarter for every Tesla I throw away on bad trades, I'd probably have a Tesla from all those quarters. But yeah, I had to lock all my meme and staking just to prevent me from selling any more of it. If it breaks 2,200, I don't even know where it would go. After there, I think the moral of the story is just don't ever underestimate a community of friends. And the meme community from day one, bro, was incredibly supportive. And it's just funny how, like, much of a joke, but how serious it is at the same time. You go in that Telegram and everyone's just saying, don't buy meme, don't buy meme, don't buy meme. And like that kind of trolling fun mindset, I think it helps drive the price up, and it just helps, like, I don't know.
They had a good marketing MO.
They do. They have a great website. The website's clean. But with a lot of these projects, man, it comes down to the community. I think the community is arguably the biggest thing. But
if no one's going to hold your NFTs, then why would it be valuable?
Exactly. But I think they did like a surprise drop of one of their NFTs. It wasn't the artist series. It was like a Rick and Morty one, and the rare version of it only had 100 that you could mint. And dude, within like 15-30 minutes, all 100 of those were minted. So the community's there. The community's supportive. They're trolls and they love to joke and meme. But I've been fascinated by that community since day one. So, I mean, moral of the story here is don't count meme out. Don't underestimate, a community of thousands of crypto degens, because when they come together and when they get on the same page, like, that's the biggest thing in crypto, man, is there's so much infighting. It's like when you get people on the same page, like there's no stopping us, man. We could take this to the next level. So,
by the way, since we started this, I think memes up like 15-16%.
The good old Trading Tuesdays pump. Don't let the SEC know, guys. Don't let them know.
Don't let them know. So the next one we're going to do is right. So the next one we're going to do is RARI. This is not financial advice, but yeah, this was RARI, and RARI is Rarible, which is they are a NFT buying and selling trading platform basically, and they came out of nowhere. Well, I say they came out of nowhere. I've actually known about this for a minute now, and unfortunately, I didn't invest early. But hey, it's okay. The more opportunities will arise. But what's going on with it right now? Where is it kind of, ending up right now? Well, it's kind of holding above 667. I don't know if this level is going to hold. It seems kind of sketchy. It did pump. I don't even know where the candle went for this, but it did pump from 370 all the way back up to 697. So somebody bought a boatload, it seems like, and the contract address is just updated in like a weird way. But I think the more likely level to revisit is probably going to be 446. Now, if you do buy somewhere around that range and you went all the way back to the all-time high, it's about a 258% gain. Assuming that Rarible doesn't go even higher, especially with this NFT craze now, which I believe that it will. So if you can get any bids anywhere between 658, it looks like, and 440, maybe in the middle here somewhere, which might be about a 20% drop, maybe 16% drop, somewhere in that range from where we're at now, then I would definitely take a bid at least. Because yeah, I mean, Rarible, if are they charging fees for using the platform? I think they are, obviously.
I'm not sure, but I would assume so. If it's NFT curation and an NFT market, I would assume that they're taking some form of, commission there, hand over fist for the sale.
Right. And don't doubt the ability to. So when you can when you can actually get revenue on your product in crypto, that is such a bullish factor, and it was one of the factors that really drove YFI. So keep that in mind.
Don't feel too bad about RARI, bro. I bought a bunch and then literally sold half, probably minutes or hours before it went parabolic. So
right.
Once again, cucked myself, shot myself in the foot, but we'll live to see another day. So it's all good.
Right. And okay, so we have another one here. This is called Ghost, GHST. Now this one's currently dumping, so I'm kind of glad that it is, because it kind of gives me a little bit of a better perspective here. I want to take our top there and go to the bottom, see where we're looking at.
Just to clarify for people, so there is a Ghost, a GHOST. The Ghost we're talking about, this is Aave Ghost, right? GHST. So without the O, just clarity there. Sometimes it gets tricky with these tickers, and scam coins will literally launch on purpose with a very similar ticker to troll people and get them to buy the wrong coin. But sorry, I just wanted to clarify that for anyone watching.
Yeah, it's a good point. And so apparently Aave or Ghost is something to do with DeFi staking, like NFT staking, something around those lines for Aave. And Aave is obviously the big lending platform. Their ticker is Lend. So it'll probably do really well. It's kind of like people are expecting it to be like the next RARI. So we'll see what happens. But as of right now, we're kind of dumping. Now, this could be like another one of these wicks that's just kind of like negligible. I don't really know why this happens. Maybe low liquidity. It's probably what it is. But let's say that if we do keep dumping, I think we can come down to this 74-cent level. I mean, really worst case scenario, you come down to 64 cents. So I would place a bid probably at 74, maybe like a little bit above 74, like 75 cents. And then obviously just see what happens. If it doesn't close above 74, 75 cents, then I would start looking at orders right above 65. And that would probably be a good entry. It definitely seems like anything above this level is solid, just because you can see all this is generated below. We assume that this will probably be flipped to support, since this is strong resistance for such a long time. So I would say, yeah, anywhere in this range is solid. Anywhere below is like concerning.
Yeah, this NFT craze is crazy, man. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't really fully understand it. But you spend enough time in crypto, you can kind of see and predict, what's going to pop next. And I got to just give a quick shout out to Johnny Dollar. I mean, this was months ago, maybe even a year ago. Johnny was telling me about NFTs, and I kind of just brushed it aside. I kind of just laughed it off. Okay, Johnny, whatever. These NFTs are cool, but it's never going to go mainstream. And look where we are now, man. Look where we are now. NFTs are taking over. So big shout out to Johnny. Thanks for putting me on early in the game, bro. So hats off to Johnny, literally.
Yeah, I mean, the big thing about NFTs is like adoption, right? I mean, that's kind of the name of the game, adoption. Will the mainstream users use it, or will crypto even use it? And I think what we started to see actually recently is the big artists coming out and doing their NFTs and putting their art, signing it digitally and then having it available on some of these platforms, which obviously generates enough interest. And if you have these kind of there's these big artists coming in, you have the small artists coming in, they're all doing it, and then everybody wants to participate. So it's an interesting wave. I think it's going to continue, and it's going to get much, much bigger. I don't think it's like a one-time thing. And I think that there's so many possibilities with NFTs now, and there's a lot of development being done in that area that we're definitely going to see some interesting stuff come out of it. I'm really excited about it, to be honest.
Absolutely, man. And if you guys are bearish on NFTs, just hear my 60-second crackpot conspiracy theory. When you fast forward a few decades and the AI revolution has decimated millions, tens of millions of jobs, the only thing left is going to be the artists and the creatives, and it's probably going to be on the blockchain. So just a crackpot bullish NFT argument there that I wanted to throw.
You go. So you can trade your NFTs for food.
Exactly. When the food shortage is global and there's no jobs and robots rule the world.
Yeah.
And
just trade your nice art for food.
You can trade your NFT art for a passport. What do we got next?
So we got an NFT. We actually have a coin called NFT. This one,
so the actual ticker is NFT. It
is actually NFT, and it's by I believe it has connection to the former CEO of Block Party. And Block Party is they're basically doing like the platform for NFTs. I think they're promoting artists and whatnot to get into NFTs. I couldn't tell you exactly what Block Party does, but I know that the former CEO is also the creator of NFT, which is NFT Protocol, and this seems to be another one that's kind of coming up. I don't like these wicks though. This is kind of ridiculous price action here. This could be what's called a double top. Anytime you see stuff like this, it's considered a double top. So we could see some leveling off. It looks like there's a lot of crazy reactions here, 200 to 100% gains in some cases. I would like to see a close above 18 cents, especially on the daily. We're on the 4 hour right now, but on the daily, I would like to see a close above that. Now, I think it's going to come down to 12, almost 13 cents, which would be a solid retrace. And it would also be pretty decent in terms of support from flipped resistance, because we can see here it acted as resistance for a moment, acted as support for a moment. This acted as support here. So I think it'll definitely act as support at the very least at above 13. And you can take a flyer on it, see what happens from here to the top. Would be about a 200% gain. So, and then if it, the NFT industry gets much bigger, we would assume much greater. So that's what I got for today, pretty much.
That scam wick to 40 cents though, man.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, I gotta say though, you see these scam wicks a lot, and usually when it happens, it kind of foreshadows what's gonna happen next. So it'll be interesting to keep an eye on that one. I think kind of the overarching theme here is NFTs are not a fad. It's not a trend. It's in the baby stages. I like to say kind of Bitcoin now is in its like teenage years. So I guess with that comparison, NFTs and DeFi and all that, we're still in the baby stages. We're still in the infancy stages. But if you're able to really like master this stuff, understand it, and aside from just, throwing Scrabble letters on the wall, letting it fall, and then buying that ticker, I think that's actually what David Portnoy was doing a few weeks back. If you're actually able to understand it, I think you can really put yourself in a advantageous position for the future. So keep an eye on the NFTs, guys. I think that's the theme here tonight.
10 out of 10 would agree. Yeah.
10 out of 10 would agree. Would shill. Any closing thoughts here? Any crazy Uniswap gems that might have caught your eye, or just advice to the general public?
Yeah, I think we could probably do maybe some advice. What I will say is that I would be very careful. I'd be carefully optimistic about what is to come. We keep talking about the pre-election market crash. I don't think that we're done. Obviously, you know, we do this show and we're very optimistic about the space in general and about a lot of things, but we also want to err on the side of caution because you know if you're trading obviously and you're going after some of these picks because of our suggestions or our educational material on them, you just need to keep in mind that at any moment we could see a crash, and you need to ensure that you are hedged correctly. And so I actually suggested a really cool way, in my opinion, of kind of staying in some of these altcoins, or at least an altcoin with value, and also holding more of your value, even in a market crash scenario, or in the opposite scenario, which is a pump that just happens. You just never know. What I've done is I've put wrapped Bitcoin and Ethereum into a liquidity pool on Uniswap, and I'm earning uni right now from that liquidity that I provided. Now, what happens is if the market does go up, then obviously my Bitcoin goes up, my Ethereum goes up, and I also get rewarded uni anyways. Now, if the market does go down, I'm not going to get hit too hard because it's Bitcoin and Ethereum. Those are harder assets that are going to hold most of their value, but I'm still going to earn uni. So I win either way in that scenario, and I would start looking at opportunities that are just guaranteed wins for the most part. Now, I'm not saying like go stake, you know, like on the bakery swap or something on the Binance chain. You know, I'm not saying do that. You know, who knows if those things are scams or not. But when you can count on uni to do very well. It's heavily backed. It's not going anywhere. And I definitely think it's worthwhile to add liquidity if you're just trying to stay out of the markets technically. And you have it, you know, it's just kind of left over. If you have leftover liquidity, you know, put it in there, and then when the moment comes, you can take it out and then be ready to throw some money at some of these alts if you have the opportunity. So
yeah, I mean, I definitely see the bearish uni argument there. You know, when you airdrop people thousands of dollars in a global unemployed pandemic, it makes sense. They're going to cash out. They're going to take profits. But what I don't agree with and what I don't understand is the people screaming that uni is going to zero.
Absolutely not.
It's absolutely not going to happen. It's a decentralized way to convert ETH into basically anything, any ERC20 token. So I think it's here to stay. It's going to be a little bumpy road ahead, but long term, extremely bullish on uni. Calls for $30 were probably a little too early, but again, long term, hyper bullish.
When we come back, and I'm telling you, $20 for uni or $30 for uni, you can know it's accurate.
I think $20, yeah, it's going to be the bare bones minimum there. It might take some time to get there, but please, guys, just don't buy into the Uniswap's going to zero argument. It's just not going to happen. Because like Ty said, if it goes to zero, then Ty and I are going to buy the entire supply at a penny.
Yeah, exactly. We will be the whales.
Yeah, we will be the whales, and we'll rename it. No, I'm kidding. That's not going to happen. But yeah, man, as always, thank you so much. Again, guys, this is not financial advice. This video is for entertainment purposes only, but we do want to provide, you know, a thought-provoking environment here, a fun environment as well, where we can bounce ideas off of each other, you know, examine some of these coins under the microscope, you know, have a few differences of opinion. The comments from YouTube aren't coming in. I'm going to have to play around with the settings because I definitely would like to take some comments from the audience, but just give me a second, Ty. I'll check on my phone on YouTube and see what's going on in the chat, if we're getting trolled by bots or if anyone is saying anything. I don't see any comments in the chat, but thank you guys again for tuning in. And any closing thoughts, Ty, or was that the that was the closing?
That's pretty much good. If you haven't checked out FOMOhunt.com already, go ahead and do so. We just switched up some of our data. We added some back-end stuff for admins, which is not really any of y'all's concern, but we are still developing. We're still moving. We have some very interesting developments coming very soon. Let's just say that it would be a good idea to use the platform early and become a premium user. We'll just say that.
Absolutely. And shameless plug, check out blockchaincenter.com, guys. One really fun project that I'm heading up is we're launching a crypto coaching arm. So if you actually go on the website and click on free crypto coaching, the backslash is blockchaincenter.com/free crypto coaching with a hyphen between each word. You can actually get a 15-minute Zoom call completely free. If you'd like to take it from there, we can go more in depth with that coaching, do an hour or a 2-hour session, but you can log on there and pick my brain or Erica's brain. 15 minutes completely free of charge. And a lot of other companies are not doing that. But we're happy to help. The underlying goal and the mission here is to really spread that mass adoption. So I have no problem talking with people for 15 minutes about crypto. That's not a job. That's fun, man. That's what gets me out of bed in the morning. That's what I
yeah.
So check out the website. We've been making a bunch of upgrades to it. Also, obviously, check out FOMO Hunt. Ty's the man. Love the project that he's working on. Good people, good projects. That's what the space is all about. So
thanks, sir.
Thank you, Ty. Appreciate it. As always, guys, we're here every single Tuesday. If Erica's on a plane, I'll do the show. If I'm on a plane, Erica will do the show. It doesn't matter. We stream every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So tune in tomorrow for Dev Wednesday, and Thursday we got an awesome panel on space coming up as well. So thank you guys. Stay safe out there and take it easy.
Peace.
Brother.